Yo, what's going on, guys? Bob Mentality here with another trade review for you. Today is October 31st of 2018, and a happy Halloween to you guys. And so let's just go ahead and jump right into this here. So I just finished up today's trading, and I just want to kind of go into what the results were, how it worked out, what my thought was going into the trade, how I managed it, and etc. So if you saw yesterday's video, you'll know that yesterday essentially what happened is we saw a run up here into the open. We're actually opened up a call spread. We saw a pullback, and we saw this support here, this support for about an hour from 10:30 to about 11:30 before we curled up and headed back to high a day. And so in this situation, what I ended up doing is go ahead and stopping out of my position. I stopped out right about here just because of the fact I didn't want to risk a breakout and see volume come in and we head towards new highs, right? Based on that intraday price action. So I went ahead and stopped out on that for a very small loss, and I explained all of that in yesterday's video. So if you have any questions about that, just check it out, and I dived into that for like 10 minutes yesterday. So towards the close, we saw a curl here, reclaim a VWAP. We saw the bounce off VWAP here and a strong close, a very strong close. So I would have been very uncomfortable heading into the next day. And as you'll see, I was right to do that because we saw a continuation in bullish action into the following day. So it's okay to take a loss, guys, as long as you make sure that as long as you trade your plan. Once your plan, your idea, your thesis is violated, it's broken, it's no longer valid, then you just go ahead and take the loss, take the small loss. And so I ended up taking that right there for about 1.4%. And we closed strong. So heading into today, essentially, I'll tell you exactly what I was thinking. So this is a little snapshot from my newsletter, the service that I have. And I have some charts above this too, where I actually went in and typed on those, indicated different points. But essentially what I wanted to point out here in this, and just the extra notes section, I was saying an accurate read pre-market will be important and positive futures in order to help get the bulls moving, right? So that's what I wanted to see. We wanted to see positive futures in order to help see the bulls moving, okay? We wanted to see strong pre-market action. And the reason being is because any gap we have quickly gets sold off. You see that right here? We gapped up, sold right off. Even here intraday, we saw strong buying, sold right off. In this situation, we saw a strong close. Breakdown pre-market, this would not be a strong pre-market action, and a sell-off the whole day. So what I was looking for was strong pre-market action. And if you see here on the bottom, I said essentially I'm thinking strength over 270 equals a put spread. So that's what I was looking. If we were to see strength over 270, I was looking to open up a put spread, and that is exactly what I did today, and I sent that on last night's newsletter. So let's jump into this here. Essentially what we saw here pre-market is we saw a continuation from the after hours yesterday, a slow and steady grind, upwards trend here, all the way up through the 270 on the SPY. We topped out here at 271, a couple tops into the open, pulled back, reclaimed VWAP there, and then we saw a break to new highs on the day. And from then we just saw an uptrend all the way up till about 10:45 in the morning. So at this point, as we were watching this uptrend happen, remember I was looking for strong pre-market to open up a put spread. However, I don't like taking positions before 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. So I waited out to 10:30, and so what we saw here was a strong uptrend. Now, unless you're very crafty, I'll zoom in here for you guys. Unless you're very crafty and you're able to have that limit order ready to go to open up your spread, which essentially think of it as kind of in this situation long in the market, because I was selling a bull put spread, which means I think the market's going to go up away from my spread, and that's how I make money. So think of it as a long bias, right? So you can scalp these dips if you wanted to. I wanted to wait to see how high we could get before I see a break of trend in order to enter my position, because it was really hard to catch a limit order fill to open up my put spread after 10 o'clock. It was a very tight range. Every time we saw a breakdown here on the 1 minute, the next minute we were immediately bought back up. So it wasn't until I didn't see a break until right about here, which was 10:45. So 10:45 in the morning, we saw this stuff candle right there, where we saw the price slowly fade back here to VWAP, pulled back to VWAP, and now we're here on the 271.40. And on this pullback is actually when I was able to get my fills on my spreads. I knew that it's likely we form a higher low over the previous low here at the open of 270. And so I went ahead and opened up two put spreads, and I will show you those here now. So I had two put spreads. I had the 26.55 and the 26.45. So think of that as 265 on the SPY and 264 or 265.50 on the SPY and 264.50 on the SPY. But I'll show you on the SPX. That was for a same day expiration, so I sold it to expire today. I collected 1.61% on the first spread and also 1.76% on the second spread, and the total today was 3.37%. And I alerted these entries here live in chat as soon as I took it, and everyone knew what my focus was heading into the market open. So I went ahead and opened up that put spread here. I waited through that brief period of morning volatility. It was I opened it at about 10:50, right? So a couple hours ago there left in the trading day. And I'll show you what that looks like on the SPX just so you can see. I like to look at the SPY before in the SPX. I think I'm the only person that does that. But I like to be able to see the pre-market and after hours action that SPY has. So on the SPX, you'll see that very similar action. We don't have VWAP here, but we saw the higher lows all the way up. We turned over, pulled back, and right into this pullback is where I opened up my spread. You'll see that this was sitting here at the 27.20. Remember, my put spread was a very, very conservative 26.55 by 26.45, so down in this zone. So unless the price returned all the way down here, I was completely safe. And so because I thought we were going to see the low supported, you'll see that sure enough on this pullback we had right here, we did not break the opening low, and even here into the close. Even when we sold off here from the highs into the close, we did not break that previous low. So it was a very stress-free trade. I could have even I wanted to use the two previous pivot highs as support here from the previous day, because I knew it would have to break 26.72, which is this level right here, in order to hit my 26.55 short side of my bull put spread. So that was how it worked on the SPY, and as you can see, we pretty much didn't look back. It was an extremely bullish day. I'm very excited to go ahead and do some charting here soon and send out the next newsletter to focus with my focus for tomorrow, as this is going to be very interesting. This is 2 up days in a row amidst essentially a downtrend we've been seeing over the past 20 days. So, and we sold off from the high, so we have this significant resistance there at the 273. Above that, of course, we have the resistance there on the right here, which is essentially you can just say between 274 and 275 is what we're looking at. These 2 previous pivot highs, and anything over 275 will be very exciting. So I'm looking forward to charting that out and trading that tomorrow, depending on the setup we get. But I think that's about it, guys. We pulled back here into the close. It was a very stress-free trade. The main point I want to get here is that I waited for a pullback. I didn't chase the small premium here on the top. I waited for a pullback towards VWAP to enter my long bias position. And from there, is a pretty good. We pulled back a little bit more, where I probably could have got a little bit of a better entry, but you can't be perfect. And then we made the higher low and continued. So that's really about it, guys. I don't have too much else to say regarding this trade. Just remember that yesterday I lost 1.4%, and you can see today I made that back and then some on top. Just kind of pad the wallet here to end out October. So just remember, take this as a lesson that as long as you keep your stay humble is essentially what I'm trying to say. Don't fight the market. Yesterday I saw signs of bullish action here. I didn't like it, so I took my small loss and got out. What that allowed me to do is sell 2 positions on the next day and not be stressed out here, instead of looking for a situation where I need to go ahead and take my spread off for a bigger loss at this point, right? I was looking for an opportunity to actually reverse my bias and make money off it, and that's exactly what I did. So I lost 1.4%, made 3.4% essentially the next day. So that's really what trading is, guys. Just make sure you stay humble. The market always wins. So just find the area of the highest probability of your success, the lowest area of resistance for the price, and then that's what you got to follow. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. And if you have any questions, reach out in the comment section below. You can shoot me an email or hit me up on Twitter. If you're interested in signing up for my newsletter, it is only $10 a month, and there's information for that on my Patreon. And I'll just chart, a ton of different charts. Pretty much, you send me a ticker, I'll chart it for you. I don't mind looking at it. But I focus mainly on Bitcoin and then the SPY. And I also have a mentorship program if you're interested in that, where we can have one-on-one sessions, just kind of discuss your trading and just kind of build you up. A lot of people need a little extra help when they first get started before they get on their own 2 feet, and that's kind of what I'm looking for with that. And I also have a private Discord where we just really, honestly, guys, just sit and talk trading all day. That's about it, and different opportunities. So I am going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. Continue to stay focused on developing your trading mentality, which is your bot mentality, and that is eliminating emotions so that you can trade like a machine. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.